The wind gently touches the half-open window. Inside this small, quiet room, only a flickering candle remains, trembling softly like a heartbeat in the dark. A wind chime by the sill hums, not loud, not seeking attention, just whispering, like time breathing softly. You are here, in this stillness, in the silent cradle of the night. And maybe, you've carried worrying all day without realizing it. Worrying about unfinished work, a distant silence from someone you love, or the things, unknown, out of your control. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I worry so much? Why, every time silence comes, does my mind rush into chaos? Is there a way to live without always gripping so tightly? Take a deep breath with me now, not to hold, just to feel. And breathe out slowly, like dropping a small pebble from a hand that has held on for far too long. Right now, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to be anyone. You just need to be. Here with me, in this breath. Now, let me invite you to imagine. You are sitting beside a quiet stream, deep in the forest. No phones, no emails, no buzzing notifications. Only the sound of water flowing gently, and golden leaves falling slowly through the sunlight. Each leaf that touches the water drifts away, like a thought, like a worrying, slipping from your shoulders without you even noticing. Worrying doesn't come from the present, it comes from the might happens, or the what once was that we keep clinging to. It's like standing on a bridge, trying to predict the river's every move, while forgetting you are already safe on the bridge itself. Ajahn Brahm once said, "Don't do letting go. Let go of doing." Letting go isn't something you force, it's something you stop forcing. Place your hand gently over your heart, if you like. Feel the quiet thump. No reason, no achievement. It's beating simply because you're alive, and that is already enough. Tonight, I won't promise answers to all your fears, but I will sit here with you, patiently, tenderly, as we slowly light a candle in the fog. With compassion, with gentle knowing, with the kind of surrender that isn't weakness, but simply the exhale of a soul that's tired of holding. We'll listen to the quiet fears, to the echoes of old pain, to the voices in your head, whispering, "You're not enough. You need to do more. If you stop worrying, everything will fall apart." Tara Brach calls these old patterns, they're not wrong. They once helped us survive, but maybe now, they're too heavy for this new part of your path. Maybe now, it's time to put the backpack down, just for a while, and rest your back. And you are not alone. I am here, with you, in each breath, like a quiet friend in the middle of the night. So, before we journey deeper, let's do one small, quiet thing together. Close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and gently ask yourself, what am I worrying about? That isn't real, then wait. Don't rush the answer, let the question float, like a wisp of smoke, light enough for the wine to carry away. Have you ever noticed that worrying never really ends? Even when things seem fine, your mind keeps scanning, searching, preparing for the next what if. It's like a fault-finding machine, always on, always guarding, always bracing for impact, because deep down, there's an old part of you that believes, if I don't worry, I won't be safe. That child, who once got blamed, ignored, wounded, learned to survive by staying alert. And even now, that child still lives in you, tightened, armored, trying to protect you from ever feeling that pain again. In psychology, it's called the inner child. In Buddhism, it's called attachment. To stories, to identity, to the way life should be. And worrying is how we try to control the uncontrollable. Imagine your mind as a monkey mind, leaping from branch to branch, from money to relationships, to health, to futures that haven't even arrived, and instead of sitting under the tree, watching it jump, you find yourself jumping with it. Tara Brach once whispered, letting go of control, letting life be as it is means opening to change, opening ultimately to our impermanence. Letting go of control is not giving up. It's making room for what is. It's allowing change, allowing mystery, allowing the truth that everything is always moving. Right now, place your hand gently on your belly. Take a slow, conscious breath and exhale, softly, watching the rise and the fall. No fixing, no chasing, just being here. Because when you're fully inside one breath, worrying melts like morning mist. In the warmth of sunlight, Thich Nhat Hanh often reminded us. No mud, no lotus, there is no blooming, without the dark earth beneath it. Worrying when seen clearly is not the enemy. It can be a gate into mindfulness. We don't have to fight anxiety, we only need to hold it, like a frightened child, and whisper, it's okay, I'm here, I won't leave you alone. Worrying thrives when we disconnect from the now, when our heads live in the future, our hearts ache in the past, and our body grows weary, carrying no one truly present. Letting go of worrying isn't carelessness, it's choosing not to wrestle with life. It's choosing to sit beside yourself with kindness, just like you're doing right now. So before we move on, here's a gentle practice. Take a small piece of paper, write down the 3 things you're worrying about the most, and then quietly, tenderly, tear that paper into pieces. Not to destroy your fear, but to remind yourself, I can let go of anything when I'm ready. Imagine a river winding gently through a valley, sliding past the trees, gliding over smooth stones. Now, picture yourself sitting by that river, watching it move, and you ask, how can I make this river flow the way I want? It sounds absurd, doesn't it? Because rivers cannot be controlled, they have their own rhythm. They flow because that's their nature. And yet, our minds try to do just that every single day. We want people to act the way we expect. We want the future to unfold on our schedule. We want everything in reach, predictable, manageable, certain. We believe that if we control it all, we'll finally feel safe. But the truth is, it's this very need to control that drains our peace the most. Have you ever laid in bed, head on the pillow, but your thoughts pacing through every plan, every possibility, every worst-case scene? That's worrying, wearing the mask of control, telling you, just think a little more, just figure it out, as if that would bring peace. Ajahn Brahm once said, freedom, love, compassion, just being still, not controlling, letting go, is the door into that home inside of you. That home inside you is not built by getting everything right. It opens when you stop trying to manage everything. It opens when you stop trying to manage everything. In psychology, this is called control. For survival, a defense mechanism. The brain dislikes uncertainty. It craves predictability. It fears what it cannot measure. But life is anything but predictable. We don't know who might leave tomorrow. We can't guarantee the people we love won't change. There is no map for the things that truly matter. Love, trust, life itself. Instead of forcing the river to stop, perhaps we can learn to float with it. Not to give up, but to become softer, more trusting, more free, like sitting on a leaf, drifting gently with the water. No paddling, no resisting, just watching the river banks pass by. And maybe you've seen it. Those who seem at peace aren't untouched by storms. They simply stopped fighting life. They realized pain doesn't come from what happens, but from how we resist it. So, in this very moment, Let's try something small and deeply kind. Place both hands over your chest, close your eyes, and softly whisper. This river doesn't need me to steer. I'm learning to float within it. Inhale. And feel your heart still beating. Exhale. And notice, what are you holding so tightly? Let the river flow, just as it is. It's early morning. You're sitting on your front step. A small butterfly flutters by, not steady, not straight. It dips to the left, wobbles to the right, almost falling, but not, and something in you wonders, could I live like that, light and unafraid? But then, a whisper rises in your mind. Not yet, not until you're better, not until you're enough. Does that voice feel familiar? That quiet, persistent fear that you must keep trying, keep improving, keep proving, just to be okay. This is one of the quietest kinds of worrying. The fear that you are not enough. It doesn't scream, it trickles, like a leaky faucet behind a closed wall. If I'm perfect, I'll be loved. If I don't mess up, I'll be safe. If I succeed, I can finally rest. And you, perhaps without knowing, have been carrying this story. For years, Jack Cornfield once said, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. We offer kindness to others so easily, but to ourselves, we often withhold it. Have you forgiven someone you love, but punished yourself all night for a small mistake? Have you cared deeply for someone else, but ignored the weariness inside your own chest? Ajahn Chah once whispered, if you let go a little, you will have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. It's not about letting go of your dreams. It's about letting go of the invisible whip, the one you raise against your own heart. You don't have to become someone else to be worthy. You only have to return to yourself. Not perfect, but real. Not the best, but beautifully enough. Just like that butterfly. Crooked flight, uncertain path, still a butterfly. Still free. And you, too, can be that free. Tonight, if your heart feels heavy, try this small act of kindness. Write this question on a slip of paper. Who am I trying to become, just to be loved? Just write it. No need to answer. Place it gently under your pillow like a seed, and tomorrow, if you remember, read it again, not to analyze, but simply to notice. You may not need to try so hard anymore. Have you ever felt anxious, out of nowhere? The morning is beautiful. Everything seems fine. And yet, your heart races. There's no clear reason. No crisis, but something inside just doesn't feel still. Most of us are trained to react. I need to fix this. How do I get rid of it fast? As if anxiety were an intruder, banging on your door. But what if anxiety isn't the enemy? What if it's simply a bell, gently knocking, saying, there's something inside you that wants to be heard. Like a small child tapping at your window, not to annoy you, but just to be seen. Ajahn Chah once said, suffering is something we create. When we resist the way things are, we don't suffer because of anxiety. We suffer because we resist it, we push, we fear it will spiral. We want it gone, right now, but resistance, that is what truly unsettles us. Next time anxiety comes, instead of asking, how do I make it go away? Try asking, what is this trying to tell me? Maybe it's saying, I'm tired. I'm stretched too thin. I need gentleness, not judgment. Anxiety doesn't like to be pushed away. It softens when you turn toward it. With gentle presence, you might try this. Place one hand on your belly, close your eyes, and whisper to yourself. Hello, anxiety. I see you. I'm not pushing you away. I will listen, and maybe, just maybe, the waves will settle, not because you fixed anything, but because you stopped running. If tonight you want to practice, try this. Sit in silence for 3 minutes. No music. No phone. No doing. Just sit. And let whatever arises, arise, like guests, passing through. Anxiety may come, or it may not. You're simply the host, with an open door, and a soft smile. There's an empty chair at the dinner table, a silence where a message never came. An evening when no one asks, "How was your day?" Have you been there, that quiet ache, like you're the only one still sitting? While everyone else has gone, it's not just sadness. It's a deeper anxiety. Am I lovable? Have I been left behind? In psychology, they call this the wound of abandonment. But it doesn't always begin with big, dramatic moments. Sometimes, it starts with something small. An unanswered hug, a voice that wasn't heard, a quiet sense that you didn't matter. In Buddhism, this is viewed through interdependent origination, that all relationships arise from conditions and fade when those conditions end. Some people pass through our lives like a season, full of flowers, then gently gone. Not because we weren't enough, but because the season was complete. When we don't understand this, we turn the blame inward. I wasn't good enough. I must have done something wrong. If only I had tried harder. But sometimes, people leave without knowing why, not because you failed, but because they didn't know how to stay. They didn't know how to love. And what you're feeling now isn't wrong. You're touching the softest part of yourself, the part that wants so deeply to be seen, held, and loved. Without condition. Imagine this with me. You're sitting in a quiet room. Across from you is an empty chair. Instead of avoiding it, you stay still and look straight at it. Then, gently place a hand on your heart and say, "I know, I felt left behind, but from now on, I won't leave myself." And if your eyes well up, that's okay. That's the sign you're really, truly here. With yourself, tonight, try this simple act. Write a letter to the part of you who felt left behind. Write like you would to a beloved friend, dear one, who waited for the message that never came, who thought they weren't lovable. Write to them, then fold the letter, and place it under your pillow. Not to send, but to let your heart know. You are no longer alone. A single leaf falls gently onto your porch. No one tells it to fall more slowly. No one blames it for letting go. It simply falls. Because that's what leaves do. And something about that touches the heart. Because deep down, we know, everything we love, everything familiar, will change. We fear loss, we fear departure, we fear that what feels safe today may disappear tomorrow. The Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. Anything with form that is born will also pass. We suffer not because life changes, but because we wish it wouldn't. We want the people we love to stay. We want our health, our youth, our peace to be permanent. We want to hold onto the moments that make us feel okay. And when they shift, we panic. It feels like the ground inside us has disappeared, but maybe impermanence isn't a destroyer. Maybe it's a guide, if nothing changed. Could a wound ever heal? Could sorrow ever pass? Could a new day begin? Impermanence makes room for blooming, for becoming, for softening, for starting again. Ajahn Brahm once described it this way: letting go is the door into that home inside of you. Letting go isn't loss. It's a return to what's real, to what matters now. The leaf doesn't fall because it's weak. It falls because the time has come, and the branch doesn't hold it back, because it trusts a new season is near. So, if there's something you're holding on to that's already beginning to shift, or try this. Write it down. One thing you're afraid to release. Place the paper gently on your windowsill. Let the wind take it, like a leaf, drifting down, and whisper to yourself, I allow things to come and go. Because true love isn't in holding. It's in being fully present while it's still here. Evening falls. The sunlight softens against your window frame. You step out onto the balcony, your shoulders no longer carrying the weight of the day. The wind brushes your cheek. It doesn't ask what you've accomplished. It doesn't measure your progress. It simply touches like an invisible embrace. Maybe you've walked through many anxious days. Maybe there are still old wounds that haven't yet closed. But right now, no one is asking you to fix anything. No one is demanding that you be okay. You've walked far enough. And maybe, just maybe, you can rest now. Place your hand gently over your heart, lightly, like setting a leaf on a still pond, and whisper, I am here. I don't have to go anywhere else. Your breath still flows. Your heart still beats. That is life. You don't need anything more. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to rush to heal. You don't have to answer all the questions. You only need to be here, just as you are. Ajahn Chah once said, let your mind be like a still forest pond. Only when the water is calm can the moon reflect. You don't have to do anything more. Just soften, sit down, and let the last light of the day wrap around you. If it feels right, try this tonight. Before sleep, don't rush to close your eyes. Sit in silence for a few minutes, then write one simple sentence. I am allowed to rest. Fold that little paper. Place it beside your pillow, and as you lie down, let it whisper to you, like a lullaby. You are not a project waiting to be finished. You are a river, always flowing, always changing, and always beautiful, in your own way. Breathe. Let go. Let yourself soften, like the sky after the rain. And so, this podcast ends with this final whisper. You don't need to go anywhere to become who you're meant to be. You only need to return and stay with yourself. This completes the full journey. Let me know if you'd like a complete compiled version for download or audio production.